Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Perils in Paradise card review, and today is Warrior Day, and we got a card that's very hungry, is gonna eat some minions, and probably start a lot of Reddit threads. We also have some other cards to go with it. We're gonna review them, and if you wanna win these cards, we're giving away 2 standard bundles, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, link down in the description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, and we're like just around 500 away. For the next one, I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. And as a reminder, all these warrior cards outside of the tourist legendary, which we are going to be talking about here, are playable by Hunter as long as you're running that bearded bro over there that can do some hand buffing. So be aware, yes, these are also Hunter cards for the most part, starting off with Draconic Delicacy at 8 mana, 6/6 dragon. It has Rush, it has Elusive, and it can only take 1 damage at a time. So you play this, you hit a 20 attack 6 health minion, it'll still only take the 1 damage. So pretty hard to remove through minion combat. Mostly needs to be done through like hard removal or like, you know, dealing 1 a lot of times, like an Astalor style effect. So pretty expensive card, right? Can be pretty good with hand buffing. Hunter, you know, running their tourist card there can do that. And I think this is the only time we've seen this wording on a card other than Moonfang, which used to be a legendary effect. Now it's purely an epic effect, but for 8 mana, seems quite expensive. Not a great way of like cheating this out, whether you're at Hunter or Warrior. Can be really annoying to remove, don't get me wrong, but in today's Hearthstone, it's really hard to play expensive cards that, you know, they have to have an immediate effect that is really strong, and purely a rush minion that may or may not stick around is probably not going to make the cut in 2024 Hearthstone. Really good arena card, be pretty hard to remove there, although you got like the origami cards. Actually, we don't even know what the arena meta is going to be like. They could change up stuff, but regardless, I don't see this as a ladder card unless there is a really insane synergy going on with it. And so far from what we've seen, this set or whatever, I just don't see it. What's it currently in standard? I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in standard, a 1 in wild, even though you got like Menagerie Warrior and things like that. I don't see this making the cut in other Hunter or Warrior. Just, man, expensive cards. Like, the game is so fast now, unless you're cheating a card out or does something crazy, it's probably not going to see play. And I don't think this is crazy enough. It's a cool card, don't get me wrong, but probably not a meta competitive card. Next, we have a really fascinating card here called the Food Bite. This is a 3 mana spell, another epic spell or epic card. You summon a 0/6 entree for your opponent. When it dies, you summon a minion from your deck, and that's what the entree looks like. Just a 0/6, that's it. Doesn't have taunt, so it can hide behind taunts if your opponent has one. That could be a bit annoying, but it's like the reverse Deathlord, right? You play this to cheat out a minion from your own deck, so I guess the idea is to cheat out a big boy, a big minion, a Draconic Delicacy, although I feel like you would want to cheat out maybe like a Big Mac, things like that. That could be pretty good, but it could also, I guess your deck has to be built very highly around this, right? You don't want to play any expensive or like any cheap minions or any expensive like battle cries that you'll lose the battle cry. This would be purely in a big deck. Again, Hunter could play this, but I feel like their removal's lacking outside of the 4 mana spell we took a look at that could destroy something, that it might be a little bit awkward. And then again, you really want to you got to make it worth it. You got to cheat something pretty big out, and it just seems very awkward, very like you got to build around this so hard. You could run it with Crazed Alchemist and flip it for 5 mana, but if you're running Crazed Alchemist in deck like this, that won't work so well. So you probably got to think of something else. Again, I don't see it. It's certainly got, you know, some potential. And in wild, I guess you could get really crazy because you got a lot more big support there. You got like Colossals. You could cheat out Rattlegore, which would be pretty darn cool. You could get like a turn 3 or 4 Rattlegore in wild. Probably too slow, but still pretty cool, right? So maybe in wild, but probably not. But yeah, Big Warrior getting some stuff, but all around, I don't know if it'll really work that well together. And again, you could play it on Hunter. Not sure you're doing that there. Standard, Wild, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in both formats, despite the fact it could do one of the things that I say is so good, which is Mana Cheat. Mana Cheat, good. Food Fight, maybe not so much, but the flavor's pretty well there, and you never know. Mass Mana Cheat certainly might have a chance. Maybe I'm underrating it a little bit. We'll see. We'll see in like a couple of weeks, right? And then lastly, we have the card that is going to infuriate many, and goes to my modern Hearthstone design of feels really bad for one person, feels good for the other. It is the Druid Tourist Legendary for Warrior, Ham the Hungry, and he is hungry. He is a 6 mana 3/3 taunt. Well, that's bad. However, at the end of your turn, you eat a minion in the enemy's deck to gain +2/+2. So as long as your opponent is playing minions, it's a 6 mana 5/5. And it works like Mutanus, right? You eat it, it's gone. You could hit their Sith, you could hit their like Reno Riastraza, whatever, their payoff card, it's gone forever. Ham has eaten it. So as it's at the end of the turn, this can happen multiple times, unlike a Mutanus, which is just a battle cry. As long as this lives to the end of your turn, which most of the time it will, it eats something. And then if it lives again, it'll eat another thing and get bigger and bigger and bigger. In Wild, you can like Drakari Enchanter this, and it'll go twice. That's like a 9 mana combo, obviously way too slow, but it's kind of funny. So yeah, that's a very powerful effect. We know these effects can be very strong. Patchwork used to destroy minions in the deck. That was frustrating. This is just going to be another card that will lead to those highlights of, oh, he ate my win con and I feel bad, or I ate their win con, I feel great. It's probably healthy. I don't know. I don't love the fact we keep getting cards that destroy people's minions without having anything to say about it. We got with the TNT recently, now we get with him. Thankfully, there's no like brand synergy, no battle cry synergy, and this will allow you to play Druid cards in your deck, which is just another bonus on top of it, because I feel like you're playing this in like a more controlled deck. You could play this in a brand deck, why not? It doesn't have anti-synergy, you could just play it. Again, you don't have to play Druid cards, but believe me, you're going to want to play Druid cards because Druid cards are good. We'll find out tomorrow what they look like, but I have a feeling you're probably going to want to play Druid cards. And Ham the Hungry, to me, gets a 5 out of 5 in Standard. Like, it's a solid taunt minion. It disrupts. It allows you to play Druid cards, and it will fuel countless Reddit threads. It is a very much a large meta impact player, and he is going to be a very, very hungry boy. In Wild, I don't know. It's pretty slow for there. You could play it in Even Warrior, I suppose, but maybe you'll want to do a Warrior Druid deck there. I won't completely write it off. I know there's a like Control Warrior style. It's really hard. You have like the Demon Seed and all these like giant decks that scam stuff. It's really hard to play anything remotely late game, but I'll give it a 3 for the off chance because Disruption is valuable in Wild. It is, and this is absolutely Disruption and a card that I assume will drive people crazy. So there you go. First batch of Warrior reveals. There's 3 today, so we'll have 2 more reviews, but yeah, we're off to quite the start, and I'm pretty curious to see what the next few Warrior cards will look like. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.